Hello, beloveds. It's Tefnut. I hope you're doing well. I need to make this video sharing. By need, it means that it wants to come through at this time. It is Easter Sunday, the 21st of April, 2019. And what I am feeling is coming through is quite strong in terms of dimensional shift. Kundalini awakening, a very lucid-like energy. And all I have done is pretty much just eat a lot of fruits, vegetables, quite grounding foods as well, and just be in a space of connection with the divine masculine. But also I received a activation before that from someone in Kauai, and there is this really quite full-on energy that is like a bliss bubble, but it is also a sense of like my body feeling like it's floating. It's really bizarre. It almost feels like I'm high and I haven't even taken anything. But I was in communication with the divine masculine, and it was quite a intense sexual energy that was coming through. So I'm guessing my kundalini, my lower part of my kundalini, or root chakra and sacral chakra, got very activated. And the back of my crown, which I talked about the other day, which was really like, that is a very sacred divine feminine energy. When that opens, it's like the crown and the roots and the sacral are just like bringing in this fine divine feminine bliss, orgasmic energy, which actually I feel like is the natural state of being when you are a twin flame, when you are divine angelic, when you are about to enter into full dimensional union. And I've already seen things shift, and it's a little scary, but it's actually been really interesting. And I just got a tweak in my spine. It was like, whoa, it's been quite interesting. So when you go through these layers, and I think it's also hitting the earth, all these light codes, it takes you deeper into the essence. That it did talk about this energy with the divine masculine, about the sacred codes and the... Excuse me 1 second. I need to ground back in. I'm pretty much floating up there right now, and around, and that's why I'm in nature right now, grounding. The Notre Dame, and that was a full activation for the divine feminine, divine masculine. We talked about that. We also talked about that both of us went there when we were very little, and a lot of this sacred sexual energy just started pouring through, and the remembrance and all these synchronicities in terms of sacred sites and the connection of Mary Magdalene and Yeshua. We are definitely part of that bloodline. And I was receiving codes that I was actually Mary Magdalene and that I am her. And I don't want to my human self does not want to attach to that, but my spirit definitely is vibrating high on this, because I've literally been in the UK for almost 2 years, and all this stuff came up, and the realization of all these layers of things. And even before I came to England, and I've been by these wells, and I've been seeing the Magdalene codes everywhere, literally. And I've been kind of going back and forth, because when I'm surrounded by it, it's like exciting, but extremely intense. And then it brings back all this these rushes of remembrance and activations within the womb, and this very exciting energy just talking about it. It's really strange to see that, but it's literally these divine feminine codes for those that hold the rose line codes that were born here for the reason of that, with their divine masculine. And Mary Magdalene was here to create these unions of kings and queens in Paris, and the Notre Dame was where the teachings were taught originally. And then because of that teaching, the churches that were taking over, in essence, of a more dominant role of you must follow this way, and their teaching was very open. It was more about sacred union and sacred sexuality. The Gnostics, that's what I'm talking about. They were literally killed so that wouldn't continue. And so there is this energy rising right now within the divine feminine and the divine masculine, this divine sexual healing, this liberation of the judgment, or holding that sexual energy in, because naturally, as these divine goddesses and gods that we came here to be, that we actually are already, but we just forgot about it at some point, and now we're remembering to feel back into our bodies. We're remembering that we came through with these codes, and we were always with these codes, and even in many lives, and they're all going on simultaneously, in a sense, but they have already occurred in another historical essence. We're remembering we're kings and queens, no matter if we're a signature of royalty in this lifetime or not. We are royal beings of the angelics, here to rebirth that energy, which brings back the temple of Isis, which is a holy sacred space where Mary Magdalene was teaching this, and she was a part of the temple of that. And I just remember all this fear coming up when I started coming closer and closer to union. Even in Bali, like, all this stuff was coming up, and people would say that word, and I was like, don't say that word. And now it's like, it's like coming in, and it's like I'm sitting on this earth, and I'm birthing these codes into the earth, and my womb and my earth chakra are grounding in those roots. And that's what I feel like the partial burning of the church in Paris, which was not, it's sad that happened, but they're going to rebuild it. And that's actually a symbol that something old of wisdom teaching is coming back, because it's literally underneath it. All these sacred sites have churches on them. So a church is a sacred site too. I'm not trying to say this is bad and this is good. It's not about that anymore. It's about coming into union. And union is also about union of God, union of all religions, union of countries, union of currencies, union of everything shebang, okay? And this is what the divine feminine, the divine masculine are here to do. And at first it brings up a trigger, but then it brings up this opening release of this energy, and it's beautiful. And when you hit this state of like nirvana and bliss, that is your natural energy. You came here to birth, divine feminine. And the divine masculine triggers it through a high sexual energy. And at first it's like, oh, you just want, and then you're like, no, actually, when you tune into the sacred and you bring in the wisdom and the teaching through it, and you communicate in that space, it comes through in a really beautiful way. And it just, the divine feminine little needs some space for it to come through at first. And then it comes through from God, from within the divine feminine. And it's like the back of the spine is just completely opening. And this has happened before, but I'm like feeling it on a deeper level. That's actually the shift. And I just actually opened the group today called The Leaders of the Great Shift. I felt called to do this. And there was a Native American ceremony today, or just actually it was more like playing of music. And that was the sign, was like, it's come full circle. We've done our work. Because I'm also Native American by ancestry. And this remembrance and the shame is going, okay, of our spiritual essence, our beliefs, our power, if we did, teachings of wisdom. People thought, they burned women for being witches before, which were healers. So now we're releasing that, okay? And England has so much of that history. But in essence, it has so much of this wisdom and these ancient codes of earth and mother goddess, right? So, and it is about what you focus on at the same time. So you're manifesting your reality on a higher dimension. But you're also bringing these fifth dimensional codes that go all the way up to the 11th, the 12th, and way beyond. Oh, little girl there. So we're entering this Garden of Eden, and some of you might be feeling like this intense energy. You may not be sleeping much. That's okay. Just give yourself some space to let it happen. And it's happening. And I wanted to share these codes more in a blissful way in this beautiful park with flowers, but I had to come here to ground. And I've been feeling like I'm floating, and I'm like, I don't know, what the heck did I do? And I'm like, oh, okay, I got activated. This is really cute. I got full on activated. So I'm a little trippy, but I'm not on anything besides drinking lots of fruits, vegetables, eating healthy foods, having a salad, drinking water. So taking care of my body. It's just this energy rushing through the divine feminine right now. And it's like, woo! But then it's like, you gotta just breathe. And this essence, when you come to that bliss of nirvana, it's this sexual energy that just flows through naturally and divine. I feel like I've been speaking here for 2 hours, but it's only been 11 minutes. So fourth dimension kind of does that. Yeah, you can feel a divine orgasm just by holding that energy within you, which is sometimes why, the way the other essence of the paradigm that has taught sex is fast and this and that may not apply to a lot of you anymore. It might shift how you embody your sexual energy. And this is where the divine feminine is birthing these full-on codes. It's like your womb is going to expand into the universe. It will just literally, it is a universe of creation. And this sacred energy of the chalice, which is a symbol of the womb, this wisdom is coming forth now, full on. And you will receive some pretty big downloads. And if you're needing assistance, I'm in a great space to channel some energy right now, so I'm open to receiving sessions if you feel called to receive a session. And this holding space for your divine masculine right now, or your divine feminine, whoever is watching this, hold space for that energy to come through your being, because you are a vessel of love, you are a vessel of God, you are a vessel of divinity. And allow it, okay? That is actually the biggest key, is allowing your divine feminine essence to feel everything in your body. Feel through just feel through it. Breathe it. Enjoy the small pleasures of eating good foods and the taste in your mouth. And that is part of union, because it's the bliss, it's the nirvana, it's the state of being, and we're just starting to enter this. But it is also inner work that we've done. There's this divine timing and these waves, these first waves of unions and orgasmic bliss nirvana codes are coming through. And some people have already found that, but everyone came here for the divine plan. But the divine plan also is part of you enjoying your life. But it also means that the way things used to be, in an essence, they're going to shift. And you may have had glimpses of this, but now it's going to shift in a beautiful way, and you'll realize everything and everyone is connected, and things may shift in your physical reality. And I think the physical reality will actually shift because it does become more dreamlike. So I can understand where some people think, oh, those people are on drugs, but they're not. They're actually in nirvana, the energy of feeling bliss of God. And some people go to India to study yoga or tantra energies, and they do it for years. And then some people just embody it and allow it to come through and have done certain practices or certain energetic initiations like Reiki. And I got my Karuna activation yesterday, so it's quite interesting. It just came to me. The person just came to me, and we did a ceremony. So I'm sitting in this beautiful park, and the birds are chirping, and the sun is shining, and it's Easter Sunday, and I'm feeling the Divine Beloved full on within me. And I'm so grateful, and I'm so excited for the depth of my union and my mission and my purpose to deepen in the world and those that I help. And I felt today was the day to birth the leaders group, because we're all leaders here with a divine blueprint, as special and unique as much as we are all one and all connected. And that deserves to be supported fully. So I feel like my work is going to be shifting in an essence, but it will be renewing in something I was already diving into, because I have tapped into these energies before, and I've done some studies on them and workshops. And to me, Tantra is done with one beloved, but I believe you can do it also with breath work, and I've dived into that. So yeah, for those that are seeking guidance or a channeled message of their dimensional shift that's going on, I am here for you. I'm here for all of us. And we're here as a collective family as well to support each other on the journey and really stepping into what resonates at this time, and allow, because sexual energy is actually love too. And we need to trust the new divine masculine energy that's coming through, because it is a sacred wisdom that the divine feminine knows. And sometimes we can actually be afraid of union, and that's how we block union. We don't realize that, but actually it's this vessel of creation. And when there is divine balance between the divine feminine and the divine masculine, even in the world, there will be more love and harmony. There will be more peace. People will choose how they want to live at the same time. We're not here to tell people how to be, but we're here for the shift. We're here for the change. We're here for the state of bliss and love. And I believe us twin flames are here to embody that. And that's these waves of unions that are coming through. And physical union will happen. It is happening. It's just kind of floating through this physical realm and walking it and allowing what's coming up next to show up. And I just wanted to share these bliss moments of this like bubble love energy and just tap in and send you all a blessing for this Easter. I want to call it New Christ Consciousness Easter celebration. I'm going to do a meditation later when it comes through. I was going to do it earlier, but today was just, these messages were coming through my body and my being, and I just had to relax and allow them through. And it's beautiful. It's amazing. It's like the power of the divine feminine is coming back full on, and you will feel it. You will definitely feel it. And I've already experienced having sessions with people that have been starting to feel it as well. So we're all kind of like synchronizing right now. That's why the divine feminine is really here to help each other rise into union and into deeper purpose of the mission. The mission, because every mission, the unions were created uniquely for the mission, and the mission was created uniquely for the union. As I said, it goes hand in hand. And tomorrow, the 22nd, which is Earth Day, we're going to dive into this course called We Rise, and that's about the divine feminine going through this process of really stepping into those union and mission codes, and there will be transmissions for the Divine Feminine Sacred Circle of a 90-minute sharing once a week for about 4 to 5 weeks, and then a sharing of personal sacred space each week. So there's 3 hours a week that we'll be diving deep into that. One section is personal, like sacred session, and one is sacred circle. So I'll have the link below. It's truly amazing. This is part of my deepening commitment to the Divine Feminine and Divine Union and mission and purpose, and these Magdalene codes really coming through. And this has been some of my most powerful work. I was looking back on the Magdalene manuscript, which is a book I read back in 2016, and that some of those sacred things came up today, and just reflecting back on that book, and the water healings that I have done and the activations, and that's coming forth again. And that's actually the reason I came to England in the first place, in 2016, the first time, and then to give birth. And then it's just kind of kept me in this space, and now it's calling me back to go to the next sacred site, which might be France, or back to the States for a bit. So in terms of physical location, I feel that you will start to see things are merging into oneness. So it doesn't always matter on physical location if you're trying to like make it happen. It's more about being in the flow of it allowing to happen and listening to your body. Like my body feels like it's not quite in this space, which could be because the codes are coming through, or it actually could be telling me to go, and I keep getting that message. So I wanted to make this sharing, and we're at 22 minutes, so I'm going to end it here because 22 is a sacred Magdalene code, and I saw that after going to the event today of the native fluting, and I wanted to share this amazing energy with all of you transmission. So 22. I love you all. 22 is when I had a huge activation. So I'll be doing so much more sharing, and I'm really looking forward to holding that sacred space for the Divine Feminine. I'm calling in max up to 8, but I believe between 4 and 5 spaces is what we'll be having in the group, 5 or 6 with me. So please come join. It's amazing. It's definitely worth it. It is 11:11. But I do also offer you can pay one section of 555 and then the next within the 2-week range. So I'm sending you so much love and blessings, and thank you for your love and support. Do go check out the cacao ceremony that I did, and I'll be doing a meditation later tonight on the live and Facebook on the like page. So I'll have all the links below, and check out the music, the Kingdom of Love from the Holy Union. Namaste.